So today we discuss multiplication theorem. So what is this multiplication theorem? So before multiplication theorem, little I want to discuss some other aspect, that is the dependent event and independent event. So dependent event, independent event. What is here dependent event and what is the independent event? So dependent event is one where the result of occurrence of one event is dependent on the result of occurrence of another event. For example, we are in a basket of different color balls. Suppose 5 red ball and 4 green ball. Okay, we are picking 2 balls now, one after one. So we are picking one ball first, then we go for picking second ball. So if first ball is red, first ball is drawn is red. So without replacing it back, if we pick another ball, that may be red or may be green, we don't know. But the result of second ball, probability of second ball is dependent on the probability of first ball. If the first ball is red, the probability of second ball would be red. It will reduce. Even if it may be green, then also result will reduce. Because just see here, getting red ball out of 9 balls, 5 red, 4 green. So one ball selecting is 5C1 into 4C1 divided by 9C2. Now already we have selected one ball, that is red, we know. So now how many red balls are there? Red balls are now reduced to 4. So total 8 balls now. Now second ball, chances of getting second ball is reduced now. So 4C1 divided by 8C1. Or it may be green ball, then 4C1 again 8C1. Here out of 9 ball, here out of 8 balls. Suppose first ball was green, then without replacement when we pick second ball, the probability of getting red ball will be 5C1 and here this will be 3C1. So here the result of selecting second ball is dependent on the result of selecting first ball. So this kind of events we say them as dependent event. Now independent event. Independent event we can say when we selected first ball, after seeing it, whether it is a red or green, and if we put it back in the basket, and now we are going to select second ball. So then the probability of selecting second ball will be the same as first one. Because we replaced the ball back. Now in the basket, same number of balls are there. How much earlier were there? And few more events where occurrence of one event is not at all dependent on other event. For example, tossing a coin, simultaneously throwing a die. So coin and die, they two are two different objects. When we throw, the result of coin is not dependent on the result of die here. Coin will show either head or tail, and die shows number 1 to 6, any number. So such events here, dependent event and independent event. So that independent event we discuss now. Dependent event we learn it later. So in independent event, now compound probability, theorem of compound probability, that is called as what here? Multiplication theorem. Theorem of compound probability, which we also refer as what? Multiplication theorem of probability for two independent events. Two independent events. Here, when two result occurs, they are not dependent on each other. Both will give results individually, independently. They are mutually exclusive, equally likely. All those the conditions will be proved. Okay. Now, what is multiplication theorem here? So, multiplication theorem. Let A and B be independent, two independent events with respective probabilities P of A and P of B. P of A and P of B, that is probability of A and probability of B. Then the probability of simultaneous occurrence of A and B, simultaneous occurrence of addition theorem, at least one of this, either A or B, that is addition theorem. Multiplication theorem, simultaneous occurrence of both, that is A and B both. Addition theorem, A or B. Multiplication theorem, A and B. Simultaneous occurrence of both events, that is written as P of A intersection B is equal to P of A into P of B. So here we are learning A intersection B itself. Okay, so P of A intersection B is equal to P of A into P of B. Here two independent events. So there is no common thing which occur here. A union B or A intersection B. No. P of A into P of B. So here, for example, if we take how to prove this. Suppose event A is happening and n number of exhaustive cases, out of which A are favorable cases to event A and n are exhaustive cases. And second, n1 here. So as two independent events, the exhaustive cases for first event is n1 and exhaustive cases for second event n2. And event B, chances favorable cases to event B are B. So probability of A is A divided by n1, probability of occurrence of B is B divided by n2. So here n1 into, here out of n1 into n2 outcomes, out of n1 into n2 outcomes, A into B outcomes are favorable to event A and B. So here n1 into n2 events, out of n1 into n2 events, so A into B outcomes. So simultaneous occurrence of both event is A divided by 1 into B divided by n2. So A divided by n1 is probability of A and B divided by n2 is probability of B. So P of B. So P of A intersection B is equal to simultaneous occurrence of both event is equal to P of A into P of B. So example for this one, suppose tossing a coin. Event A is the tossing a coin and it give result head and tail. Now another event, throwing a die. So when we throw a die, we get 6 outcomes. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now here, n1 into n2, exhaustive cases. So for throwing a die, 6 outcomes and tossing a coin, 2 outcomes. So 2 into 6, 12 outcomes. So N1 into N2. So 2 into 6, 12. How 12 outcomes? Just I am taking exhaustive cases here. So here, head will appear with along with any of these 6 outcomes. It is also possible. Head and number 1, head number 2, head 3, head and 4, head and 5, head and 6. So 6 outcomes. If not, if tail appears, tail may appear along with any of these 6 outcomes. Tail and 1, tail and 2, tail and 3, tail and 4, tail and 5, tail and 6. So in this way, we can get N1 into N2, 2 into 6 is equal to 12 outcomes, 12 exhaustive cases. So suppose I want head with number 4. So head only once and the number 4 also appears only once. So 1 into 1, 2. So probability of getting. So here 1 into 1, 1. 1 divided by 12 will be the probability of getting head with 4. So this is what independent event and how we get exhaustive cases and favorable cases for any given 2 independent events here. Now let us take a problem and solve one problem here. Okay. Example 34. The first bag contains 3 red and 2 green balls. Bag 1 contains 3 red balls. Bag 1 contains 3 red balls and 2 green balls. Now another bag is there. The second bag contains 4 red and 5 green balls. Bag 2 contains 4 red balls and 5 green balls. Okay. Now a ball is selected from each bag. What is the probability that they are red? So from both bag, 1 ball each is drawn. From bag 1, 1 ball is drawn, and from bag 2, 1 ball is drawn. Now what is the probability of getting red from the both bag together? From the first bag also red ball, from the second bag also red ball. Now can you tell me here, are they dependent event or independent event? Getting red from first bag and getting red from second bag. So here they both are here independent event, because when we pick a ball from first bag, the result of getting red ball from first bag doesn't affect the result of getting red ball from second bag. So here both are independent event. Okay, so now getting red ball from both the bag, that is simultaneous occurrence of both event here, that is red from first bag and red from second bag. So here probability of getting red from ball from both the bag is P of A. Getting red ball from bag 1, we consider it as the probability of getting A, and second ball, getting a red ball from second bag, we assume it as the probability of B. So let me write here, let A be an event of getting red ball from first bag, and let B be an event of getting red ball again from second bag. So P of A, red ball from first bag, P of B, red ball from second bag. So simultaneous occurrence of both events here, getting P of A intersection B is equal to P of A into P of B. So what is the probability of getting red ball from first bag here? So only one ball we are picking. So in a 3C one way we can select one ball. That is 3 red balls out of 3. So in 3C one way means only 3. So that is P of A is equal to 3 divided by total balls in first bag are 3 plus 2, 5 balls. So one ball out of 5 balls is 5C one ways, that is 5 itself, and into red ball from second bag. Again one ball we are selecting. So in 4C one ways, that is 4 ways we can select. So 4 divided by exhaustive cases 4 plus 5 9. One ball out of 9 balls. So 9C one ways, that is 9 itself. So 4 by 9. So multiply both. 3 4s are 12 divided by 5 9s are 45. So probability of getting both red ball from both bag is 12 divided by 45. So 12 divided by 45, we can reduce it further. So in the 3 table, they both are there. Okay, 3 4s are 12, 3 15s are 45. Even we can reduce it further. So to the decimals, that is 0.26. 0.26666 will come. So you can write 2667.